Thinking things through, a process that a lot of people will not utilize, will not have, or will not do. Remember, our thought process can be easily manipulated by several different things going on around us. We sleep at night, so while we're asleep, people are sending subliminal codes through a multitude of things. If you sleep with your TV on, a subliminal code is being sent to you. Watching TV, these codes, these signals are being sent to you subliminally, where you're not aware. You don't even know that you're really picking up on these signals, or the brainwashing or the psychology of things. All you know is that signals are being sent and you're not sure how to interpret it, you're not sure how to perceive it. My best thing to tell you is don't deprive yourself of sleep. If you see someone taking advantage of you while you sleep, sleep anyway. You need that 9 hours. You need that time to actually feel better, to actually have the strength to face the day. And that's a way of depriving you from what you need. It's a tactic being used. Regardless of what the case may be, if you find yourself in strange positions or in different situations, um, when you do sleep, I remember having an ex, he would sleepwalk. So sometimes he would get up in the middle of the night during his sleep and walk out the door, being puppeteered outside. You know, um, it's a bad thing or whatever the case may be, but you still need that 9 hours of sleep. If you're being puppeteered like that or going through a situation similar to that, I will tell you there are tactics that you can use. You may not like it, to tie yourself down to a bed during your sleep stage so that you don't get out the bed. Um, Find other ways of locking the door. Having to go through the extra steps of securing the door sometimes prevent you from actually giving in to that, or putting something in the way of the door where, or in the way of the area in which you have to exit, so you will trip on, or you would make a a error or something that will alert you to your sleepwalking. Um, it will actually help. I never tell a person to rudely wake a person up because a lot of things are happening today with devices and people psychologically taking advantage of other people through technology. And I would not tell anyone to pretty much just giving into whatever's taking place. Um, there is a multitude of different books written on this type of stuff where it will actually teach you different techniques to use. I will definitely try to see if I can get some of those books later, psychological books that will teach you how to deal with it. I will tell you that there are a couple of books that you can read um, that talks about the dark side of psychology. In fact, there was one book I definitely want to pick up. It's called Dark Psychology. That's the actual name of the book. It talks about the ways of manipulation and everything. I remember watching videos of people that were actually psychologists, and they would boast about how they program people in short periods of time to do whatever they want them to do. The problem is you have to defeat the programming to function or even be aware that this programming is taking place. I remember we used to watch cartoons, and when you watch cartoons, you always see the bad guy, and the bad guy wants to take over the world and pretty much run the world. So in order to run the world, the thing he does, he starts out trying to manipulate the mind and take the mind over completely. And it's always the good guy that comes and saves the day and stops them from taking over the mind. You all have to prepare for the day in which this time is, where there's no good guy that's going to stop them from doing that. The only good guy is you. I will say it, and it may be several other people out there that are good guys, but we really don't have a fighting force against the attacks that are taking place on the churches, on regular civilians, on just ordinary everyday people. There is no real defense at this point. I mean, you work in law enforcement for years, and you start to realize some of the things that you were around, some of the behavior that was taking place was inappropriate, and you know you were there. You sat there and you witnessed it, but was somewhat programmed to overlook it. So don't overlook it. Like I said, not being a part of certain things that other people want you to be a part of um, makes you the outsider, makes you the bad guy. But it's better to be a bad guy than to be anything else. I tell people all the time, a lot of people want to join sororities and join organizations and these different groups and stuff like that. And then when you're in the process of joining, they hit you with, oh, you got to go through a hell week, or they're taking you through torment and saying that you are accepting of it. All of these are victimizing states. Never join these groups that's doing this to you, because if they're doing this to you, they will do it to anybody, and have you a part of it. That is a predator mindset. They're already starting out in the wrong manner. Um, don't become a part of it. Don't give in to that temptation. Don't give in to what they want you to do. Rather stand apart and stand isolated, I would say, or stand to yourself, where you are not a part of what they're trying to do. You're not trying to give in to what their point of view of what should be taking place or what they want to see happen, but rather you're standing alone. So what this means, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna let you abuse me to join your group. I like the band, I like the dance, I want to be a part of the band, but that does not mean that I'm gonna join your band and join your group where y'all are abusing me. No, I'm done. I know y'all the baddest thing out there, you the hottest thing alive, or whatever the case may be. That just means that I won't be as hot or wonderful or as great as everybody else, you know, but or as great as you, but it doesn't even mean that. I can honestly say it doesn't even really mean that, because I can still be great and still be wonderful and still be as hot as you without even joining you. But the manipulation of it is they'll try to make you join them by any means necessary. Um, from deprival, so that you, like I said, they'll deprive you from the things that you have necessity, have need of. It's a necessity. It's not just what you want. You actually need these things. They'll try to deprive you from it. It's so many different things that they would do to deprive you from what you actually supposed to have, or what should really be yours. So like I said, just think before you act, think before you join in anything. Don't join these people if they're doing all of this stuff where you got to eat dog food and you got to do this and you got to do all of that. Look, you already had a hard enough life. You don't need nobody putting no extra craziness on you to make you be anything you don't want to be. Oh, you got to be my slave, so you got to get up early in the morning, bring me sausage and eggs in bed, and spend your own money and you already don't have money, that type of thing. So just be smart about the groups, the people you join, and everything. Even with work. Um, at work, usually they have their little cliques and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself and being alone. If you are not the type to want to be in those type of social circles, it just makes you that much better or rate totally different from the norm. Being isolated from everyone or choosing isolation to preserve your thought process or your personality and your traits is not a bad thing. Anyway, like I said, think before you do anything. Think before doing anything, joining anything, before making decisions in your life, before you make a move to do anything. Think it through. Think it all the way through. Know the pros, the cons, and everything.